My kids turned their back on me for their mom and their stepdad. Am I the a-hole for not letting them reconcile? I am a 58-year-old male, and I was married to my 58-year-old ex-wife Janet for 15 years. We had 2 kids together, a 28-year-old boy named Michael and a 22-year-old girl named Carrie. Me and their mom divorced about a decade ago. I had walked inside of my house and I found my wife and her boss inside of the bed together.
Let's stop it right there. That's terrible. Now, our previous video that we reacted to, there was a similar story. But the man came in after work and found his new wife in the bed with a man and a woman who claimed that she was their girlfriend. You see a pattern developing here? And these men are so soft these days. It's just amazing. But before we go any further, first of all, welcome back to Young, Black, and Wealthy. But before we go any further, I would kindly ask you guys to smash that like button. Give us a thumbs up. It helps us to continue to grow our community, and it helps us get our content out to more people. Let's get into this mess, y'all.
Ended up doing things that ended me in jail and Jeff inside of the hospital.
Jeff is the boyfriend.
Me doing those actions, my wife at the time tried to defend her affair partner, and she ended up taking some blows as well. While I was in jail, my wife had put out a protective custody against me. Here's the thing, she wouldn't have had any damage if she didn't get in the way. I was just going after the man, her boss.
Mistake.
And she tried to defend him.
Let's stop it right there. That's your problem. And this is a fairly long video, y'all. So I'm not going to do a whole lot of talking, maybe more towards the end. But that's the damn problem. The first thing you want to do is go after the man. And you don't have any commitment to that man. He don't have no commitment to you. You don't know what the hell this woman done told this man. She could have told the man she was single. And I'm not saying that you're supposed to be going and physically attacking no woman, but your issue, your problems is with the woman. She's the damn problem. Don't go ahead and risk yourself, get yourself locked up, potentially get yourself off going after these men when these women are the damn problem.
And it didn't work. My mom ended up bailing me out of jail, and over that next year, I lost everything. I lost my wife, I lost my job, I lost my dignity, I had to move back in with my mom. We ended up going into a custody battle, and I lost under the pretense that my kids thought that the reason my wife ran to another man was because I was doing what ended up happening to her consistently. Here's the thing, the only reason I did that was because I found her in bed with another man. So it's like the catch-22, and they wouldn't listen to me telling, hey, I am not abusive towards your mother. This was a situation that you know what? I'm not even going back into it. Just know my kids did not come with me during the custody loss battle.
Bruh, that's hell. That's what I say. I've seen a lot of men never recover from divorce. Because when they might catch their wife cheating, that's already devastating. She might wake up one day and just say, I ain't happy no more, and unilaterally decide to break up the whole family. Devastating. And so after she devastates him, then they go and pick apart your whole life. Take your house, take your kids. If you don't have any self-control, you might lose your job, you might go to jail. So many men lose everything. Even their sense of purpose, because family, a man's family, which I say all the time, which women don't seem to fucking understand, is that a man's wife and a man's children give him purpose. Now, he has other things in his life that also should give him purpose, but that's one of the major factors in his life. It's his why. Why I get up when I'm tired? Why I go out here and do overtime when I'm irritated and I come home and, you know what I'm saying, do what I got to do so I can go back out in the world and fight again. And so these men lose everything. This is terrible.
Apparently, the court system thought that a middle-aged guy living with his mom is not going to be able to take care of 2 kids. So I didn't even
Court
get
don't give a
50-50
damn.
custody. Things were bad, but it wasn't even as bad it was going to get. She ended up marrying Jeff. So not only did I have to see the dude and she had a protective custody, I couldn't even take care of my kids because they were getting raised by the affair partner. So all of the lies that they can tell my kids will go straight to my kids.
And that's why it's not worth going to jail. Going after him. Because now you in a lose-lose. You done lost your job, and then went to jail, and she still ends up marrying the motherfucker. She still got your kids around him. You know what I'm saying? So figure out a way this hard as hell to move on. Don't lose the few things that you can't hold on to, fucking around with these crazy women.
And I ended up getting custody taken away because I actively went at the dude again the very next time I saw him with my wife, ex-wife, and kids. I had to legit watch that douche play house with my family. Not only did he take away my wife, he took my children. I tried to make as many phone calls or get them to come over my house as many times as possible, but my kids just straight up refused. They wouldn't take any calls. They wouldn't come over. They wouldn't even see grandma, my mom, because they thought that she was a despicable individual for putting up with me, even though I didn't do nothing wrong. That's when the worst thing that could possibly happen happened. I get a letter and my mom is already in tears. I'm asking her, what's going on? What's happening? She just throws the paper down and goes into the room. I'm like, Mama, what's up? On the paper, my kids wrote me an official letter asking, darn near begging, for me to give up my custody rights so that Jeff can adopt them and they can have a real father they can be proud of.
That man went from living a normal life one day into going straight from that normal life into absolute hell. Absolute hell. And stuff like this happens all the time. Most men are so embarrassed by the events of what happened that they don't talk about it. But now you see men, they've started to get more comfortable with voicing these about their divorces, about the things that they go through with their children, about the hell that a lot of them go through just trying to keep their families together and then losing everything in divorce. And then having their children's mind poisoned by the mother against them to be used as tools against them. That is hell for a man. And then you wonder why men are not making children with women these days and they're not getting married. Why? When they know in their mind that the probability of them getting divorced is extremely high. And if they're successful men making a decent wage, buying a home, they can lose everything, including their children. Who the hell? They've seen enough men suffer now that they've started to wisen up to this. And these damn family court laws who don't give a fuck about men, they don't give a shit about fathers. They allow all manner of BS. The only thing they want to do is be able to collect a check from the state, from your child support. It's all set up for the woman to win. And it all is set up to destroy families. And it's sad as hell. But let's let him go a little bit further because it's another point that I want to get into, but I want him to, to round this story out some more.
I was shocked. What was this shit? I had refused as long as I could. And then my mother ended up passing away.
Oof.
And when I saw there was nobody at the funeral but me and her loved ones, my kids didn't even come, I knew that they was not my kids. They was not family. And that little glimpse of attachment that I had towards individuals that I was the sperm donor for, it was gone. My son was 17 and my daughter was 15 at the time. They wasn't kids. They wasn't young enough to not know what was going on. They made an active decision and chose not to show up. My mother loved them kids with all their heart, with all of her heart. And she was devastated that I had lost them because that meant she lost them too. And in her last couple of years, I thought there was a glimpse of hope. But when that hope never came, I knew it was just over. After the funeral, like a week later, I had called Janet letting her know that I signed. I gave up my rights. And on the exact same day I buried my mom, I pretty much buried my kids too.
Damn. You know what? Sometimes the pain is so intense that the mind can't even handle it. And so it has to divorce itself from the pain in some way, shape, form, or fashion. And that's what just happened here. He had to let them go because it was killing him. The pain was too intense of losing his family, losing his children, have his children poisoned against him. Let's complete the story.
It has been 7 years of no contact since that day. No attempt, no look, no happy birthday, no Father's Day, no Christmas, no nothing. No type of information from these kids. I have built myself up since then. I got a better job, a newer home, and I am really in the mindset of just being perfectly content with who I am. I haven't given those kids a thought in years. That was until a couple days ago when I had got a message from Michael saying that him and Carrie wanted to talk to me. I had blocked them and moved on my day. Then I got a message from Carrie. I blocked that message too. They tried to call me and I wasn't answering. But then they showed up at my home. And that right there is the bad thing about small towns, because everybody know where you live, especially when you go to the grocery store and talk to people. That's why I had to be like, I gotta stop talking to motherfuckers. When they showed up at my house, I told them both to leave. They both tried to apologize. And I told them Washingtons, which is Jeff's last name, aren't welcome on this property. Y'all gotta go. They tried to continuously talk to me about a situation. I said, no, I'm calling the police. That's when they actually turned around and started to leave. And I felt a big lump of relief inside of my chest. I haven't talked to them since, but ever since then, I've talked to friends and coworkers about the situation, and they say that I am the a-hole. They say that I am wrong. My kids, after a long years of misinformation being thrown around, trying to reconcile with me, trying to be there with me. And I am actively putting up a boundary that is going to lead me to pass away alone. And I was like, I'm not alone, I got y'all. And they said, nah.
So look, listen, family. I don't want this video to be too long, but I have always, me personally, been the type of person that has been open to listening to anyone who I have a grievance with or that has a grievance with me. And so, especially if it was like my child, you know what I'm saying? These children come from me. Not only that, I understand a very important occurrence that takes place, man. When there's separation. And that is that whoever the child spends the most time with, that's whose mindset they'll take on. That's going to be the person that's going to be feeding them chicken and steak and whatever else they eat, but it's going to also be feeding their mind. And so you have to understand that every action that they took was based upon what their mother wanted to do, what their mother was feeding them not wanting to go to you because they thought you were a woman beater, them reaching out asking you to sign papers for custody. All measure of all of this foolishness can be traced back to her. And so if they get older and they want to come and they want to reconcile with you, I'm always open to that because truthfully, it's not their fault. It's not their fault. They did not decide to break the family up. Your ex-wife did. They did not decide to have another man in you guys' house in the bed. Your wife did. Your ex-wife did. And so she destroyed the family. So that blame needs to be placed where it should. And so you should always be open. And I understand this is a tough situation here. And I understand that pain can reach a point so deep in the mind that people have to divorce whatever's causing the pain. But if they came to you, maybe they seen something, maybe they sat down together, had a conversation like, man, we starting to see things in a different light now. We're older, we have a greater understanding, which many children do. So let's, you know what I'm saying? Let's go reach out to dad. And I feel like that's a great thing. That's an opportunity for you guys to sit down, reconcile, and for you to tell your part of the story. And it's hard. Many years go by. So many times men go by and they've been painted. It might be 20 years they're painted as the bad guy. They're painted as this terrible person by this bitter ass person, by this person that probably broke up the relationship or the marriage. They go around telling everybody you're a deadbeat dad. You're a terrible person. And then a lot of the time, it's not even the case. They're the ones, and the children end up finding out that they're the ones that were terrible. They're the ones who broke up the family. And so we should be open to, people could do what they want to do, but I'm always open to having a conversation. I can't think of an occurrence that happened in my life with somebody that was so terrible that I wouldn't have a conversation with them, especially if they were if they wanted to apologize and they wanted to reconcile and fix things, I would be open to that. But I hope y'all enjoyed the video. Y'all comment below and let me know what y'all think, because your comments, your thoughts do matter, and I do read them. If you want to support our channel, the best way that you can support our channel is by liking, commenting, and sharing with others. If you're not a part of our family, the Young Black and Wealthy family, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and join our community. Thank you. God bless. See y'all in the next video. Don't forget to get a family hug for me.